So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes?
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes?
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling
Yep.
the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
Binoculars.
him? Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. We saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure.
No,
it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but
sure. But a high velocity
it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof.
Shalom. Starting off, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ruchakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who are Lord the truth from. And Shalom, the elect out there. Say title of this lesson will be A Civil War is Near. And this goes out to you Negroes, you Latinos, and you Native Americans, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. Once again, the title of this lesson will be A Civil War is Near. So as you see in the quick 3-minute video, a lot of questions being asked from alleged this Donald Trump assassination. And let's read the title. It says, new video of Donald Trump shooting raises questions. A lot of questions are being asked. People are seeing, there's a lot of videos surfacing on the internet breaking down and asking questions like, is this really what happened? Was this real? Was this staged? Or was this a false flag? Was this a psyop? You see a lot of questions being asked right now. And we're seeing also that this whole era that this rally is taking place in, this era should have been locked down. You see, so when riots like this happen, political events happen like this, Secret Service usually has areas like this locked down completely. All areas of which they find that's threatful that can be, used for an assassination, that would have been locked down. So a lot of questions being asked about that. We could tell that Esau was very sloppy with this, and also brothers has been saying, like they've been saying, that this narrative is falling apart. Today is Monday, but we could go throughout the week, man. This narrative is so surely but surely falling apart. These things that Esau is trying to play out, man, they was kind of sloppy with this. It's kind of easy to see that, this was not really playing very smartly, as we've seen. But nevertheless, though, the stage is set for a civil war, total anarchy, chaos. The pot is constantly being stirred up left and right. But this is what Esau wants. He wants order ab chaos. He wants to create the chaos, then establish order. So we are not ignorant of Satan's device. We're going to get that precept in a second. But we've seen these things play out, man. What's next? We've seen Esau moving, but we also know that the Lord is moving also. He's constantly moving the chess pieces left and right. He's constantly putting things in place. So we just gonna read a little bit of this article and have another article bring out. This is not gonna be a real long lesson. We just gonna hit a couple of precepts and close out. So it says right here, it says a video that appears to show rally attendees desperately shouting after spotting a gunman on the roof of a building moments before he opened fire on former President Donald Trump has gone viral. It says an adult male was killed and 2 others were critically injured during the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, according to the Secret Service, who shot and killed the shooter. The shooter has been identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks, a 20-year-old from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. So we don't know if this could have been a psyop, a false flag stage event, but it's looking like a staged event. We know America is nothing but a stage, and they stage a lot of things. So we're not ignorant of Satan's device, so we're not fooled by these things. So let's get another quick article. It says an assassination attempt that seems likely to tear America further apart. And right, we see in America is fully divided right now. This place is divided. The house of Esau is divided. You got the Republicans versus Democrats. They can't come to terms with anything. You got the people beginning to see how crooked the system is. They're turning on this system. So America is fully divided right now. Let's read this. It says the attack on former President Donald J. Trump comes at a time when the United States is clearly polarized, being ideological and cultural lines, and split as often seems into 2 realities. Let's read this little part right here. I want to read this little section right here. It says, but the assassination attempt against former President Donald J. Trump seems more likely to tear America further apart than to bring it together. Within minutes of the shooting, the air was filled with anger, bitterness, suspicion, and recrimination. Fingers were pointed, conspiracy theories advanced, and a country already bristling with animosity fractured even more. Right, man. So we're seeing also that these good old boys in this rally, they was turned up. You see, they was the main ones, bucking, enraged, saying all type of things that they really love. They're Donald Trump. You see these diehard good old boys, and that's, constantly just stirring the pot for civil war. These dudes are ready to storm the streets to fight for what they believe in. And all of these things, man, the Lord is constantly moving left and right. We've seen these things play before our eyes. Let's get this first precept. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. And it reads, let's read the KJV first. It says, and it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices, his plans, his evil schemes, his plots. We already know what Esau is trying to do. We already know he wants order ab chaos. He wants to create the chaos, then establish order. We also know that he wants to usher in this NWO, this new digital cashless society, and he wants to implement this MOTB, which was what? The RFID microchip, that badge of servitude. He wants to chip everybody. So we're not ignorant of Satan's device. We already know he's trying to usher in this new system, but he needs this certain scenarios to bring this about. This would be a perfect scenario to start off with. Chaos, anarchy, total lawlessness, civil war. The stage is set for these things to happen. Let's read the NLT. It says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we're not familiar with his evil schemes. And that's spot on. We're not, ignorant of his schemes. We already know what this man is trying to do. We already know what he's trying to accomplish. So things like this are going to happen. We're not ignorant of these things. We see through these things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because the Lord is doing all of these things, and he's moving all the chess pieces. The Lord is in control of all of these things. Let's keep on moving. Just a very quick lesson. This is the book of 2 Andrew chapter 15, verse 15. And it reads, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in the hands. So what's the modern sword today? These guns and these killing instruments. Everybody has a gun today in America. Pistols, ARs, these advanced weaponry. People have them left and right. Everybody in America has guns. We constantly see people stacking up on ammo, stacking up on guns for these certain scenarios to happen. Let's get verse 16. And it reads, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their power, slog, and the course of their actions shall stand in the power right. Because the stage is set. We're about to see civil war, race wars, class wars, gender wars, different factions against other factions. They will be rising up to get a fight against the government. We've seen these things. These things are about to happen. There will be anarchy, lawlessness, chaos, violence in the street, madness going on. People are not going to listen to the mayors, presidents, police officers. Eventually they're going to sit in military, which is martial law, and they're going to set up these checkpoints, because things will get so bad. But we've seen these things play out in real time, but things are about to happen. Things are heating up. The pot is constantly being stirred up for these things. We are living in the last days. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is constantly moving the chess pieces for these things to happen. Let's read this again. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions stand in the power. Let's keep on moving. It's a very quick lesson. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 2. And it reads, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And who is the modern day Egyptian today? These people in America. It says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, and city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're constantly seeing what? The pot constantly being stirred up to happen. Riots, rebellion, civil disorder, civil war, violence in the streets. People beginning to turn on this system, and they go fight. People put the fight against each other. We put to see all these things play out. These things you see in these apocalyptic movies, these dystopian like movies are going to happen. America's going to be a third world country. It's like the Wild West out here. People but to fight out in the streets, but to see these things happen in real time. Let's read this again. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 2. And it reads, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Let's keep on moving. This will be our last precept. I'll close out with this. This is the book of Mark, chapter 23. And it reads, and he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, and this is rare, like this is Lord Yahweh Shai speaking it. It reads, how can Satan cast out Satan? Verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the end of America. We're seeing a division. We're seeing the house of America is fully divided right now. Republicans versus Democrats, they can't come to agreement on anything. Esau house is being fully divided right now. See, the Lord had the spirit division going out. And we're seeing the house of Esau is coming to an end because what? It's fully divided. People are beginning to turn on this system. They're seeing how corrupt the system is. They're seeing all the lies and the deception that has been going on. Esau is being exposed left and right. America's done is over with. That's why you shouldn't be trying to make a future here. You shouldn't be establishing a life here. You shouldn't be worrying about your careers, your lifestyle, worrying about what you can do the next day. Because you need to be worried about what the Lord is about to do. You need to be seeking the Lord. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans. You need to be seeking the Lord. You need to be fearing the Lord because he's in charge. He's doing all of these things. And he's about to bring that judgment, destruction. A lot of things are about to happen. Jacob's trouble is near. A time we never seen before is approaching the face of the earth. And we constantly wonder things left and right. If you're not seeking the Lord, also if you're not fearing the Lord, you will be destroyed. You will perish in these days to come. Let's read this again one more time, then we'll close out. This is the book of Mark, chapter 23. This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, and it's verse 23. And it reads, and he called unto him and said unto them in the parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but hath an end. So I hope this lesson was edifying. Next time I say, Shalom.